Like,
Speaking about earlier, you had a question last week or the week before about notifications.
I don't recall.
It said you had problem with notifications not taking you.
Yeah. Oh no, I
to
know what you're talking about now. When Google Photos says, "Hey, this,"
Yeah.
and then later they say
So
a different one.
I actually ran into the same problem,
Okay.
but it was on Google Maps, and this is actually I have been able to replicate it over and over again, so that it's even on the same. So I still have it after days
Okay.
later. So I have this here. It says I have two notifications actually from Google Maps saying
I only see
you have
one.
arrived at your destination,
Okay.
and then the other one says somebody has a question about
A place.
a
Okay.
place. And I'll see if I can focus it there. Anyways, it's right, that second notification. But then when I tap it, it opens up maps, but it doesn't actually send me to the notification. But you can see it still in the notification bar.
So what do we do about that? How do we make it let us go to where we want to go? How do we navigate to the?
That's exactly the thing. Like,
They haven't fixed it, and it's just a flaw.
yeah, it's just a bug. There's no way in Google Maps to just like go to. There's no notifications tab in Google Maps itself. So if it doesn't take you straight there, you would have to specifically find, like, it had a question on the one place.
Yeah.
So I would have to go.
And that's because you do the local guides answer.
So I would have to go to the
So you
shop that it
actually
was
have to-
asking about,
That's so wild.
and then see if
Oh,
I can
question.
find the question, because here's at the Q&A session area. And then from there answer the question that it was potentially asking me. So this one I think is caused by I have two notifications, and since I'm clicking on both of them,
Okay, yeah, but mine was
it
separate.
doesn't. Yeah, you had separate. And so it was probably a different bug, but this is a very common thing among apps, is the notification bugs are very buggy. And so in this case, I have a notification with two different notifications, and therefore it won't open either of them.
Love here.
Yeah, and these things are just kinks that they'll work out over time. For the longest time, Apple had a problem with their notifications being not grouped. So if you had, so here we have two notifications from the same thing, and it groups them together. But Apple, it would just do a reverse chronological order of your thing for the longest time, like,
and a whole list of.
And yeah, so you would have, if you had multiple messages and then multiple, let's say, phone calls and multiple voicemails and things, it would have a whole list of them all separated out instead of per app basis, like the Android's done for a lot longer. They fixed that over, I think, back in maybe even iPhone 8, but it was still, I know, for a while. And so this is a new era of phones, and they're still working on coming up and fixing things, because especially with notifications are a fairly new phenomena, to be able to curate and send it straight out of the application. You'd have notifications in applications before, but
yeah. And then again, that's also a love-hate relationship. Some notifications are helpful, very good. Some of those push notifications, that's why I don't have Facebook. I could not, and even I know you can turn them off, but it was just like anyways.